Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing amazing today. Really excited for a special training that we're going to be putting on. It's going to be all about how to help you generate more sales over Black Friday, but also how to generate more online sales any time of the year. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go through some slides. Feel free to drop some comments in the chat as we're going through this, and buckle up. There's going to be some really good information today. I'm going to be sharing a couple tools with you that are going to show you how to create a really fast Black Friday strategy. So I'm going to be giving you like a live demonstration, showing you how to use the tool. And I hope a lot of you that are paying attention today and listening are going to end up using this because I've been using it in the real world. I've been seeing a lot of people getting some remarkable results. So I want the same for you. All right, I'll share my screen and let's get into it. So as you probably saw, today is all about how to win Black Friday. And I'm going to be sharing a 2025 blueprint so you can have record-breaking sales for your online store. And my first question, and I can't really hear anybody speaking back to me, but I want to ask you this. Has anybody here, anybody watching this right now, have you felt like your online sales have felt a little stuck lately? Like maybe you have your brick and mortar store, you built your online store, you're getting some sales here and there, but your months are really inconsistent. Like one month's high, one month's terrible, one month you don't even know what happened. I've seen a lot of people within the last 6 months or this entire year feel a little bit stuck with their online sales. And the truth is, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this, we're in a bit of an unpredictable market right now. And I'm sure a lot of you have experienced some of these things on my little list here. We know that tariffs are fluctuating month after month. So really unpredictable on rising tariff costs if we're shipping over across borders. We know advertising costs have been going up. So like if you're going to advertise on Facebook or Instagram or Google, the cost to advertise has also been going up there. And then everybody's probably familiar. We're in this like really fast changing market right now because of technology. AI is changing our landscape every day, and it's almost like hard to keep up. Like it's one thing to have the fear of missing out, but the thing that your fear of missing out on changes by the next day. So it's remarkably hard to be up to speed on tools like AI. Okay, but the good news is we don't need to worry about any of those things because what I'm going to be teaching you today is how to generate sales on demand no matter what's going on out there in the world. Okay, so you're going to be able to generate demand and thrive during your off seasons. So even when it's not Black Friday or it's a down season, you're going to be able to thrive during that time. You're going to be able to thrive during an economic downturn. And no matter what technological shift is happening out there, you're going to be able to generate demand and thrive during those shifts as well. Okay. And of course, the tool I'm going to be teaching you and the strategy I'm going to be teaching you with can generate demand any time of the year. Like I just said, even when it's not Black Friday. But some good news for you. We got a big wave of momentum coming out there in the world right now that's going to give all of us a big boost in our sales, which is the entire Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, holiday, New Year shopping season. Okay. And so majority of businesses make up the majority of their revenue in Q4. And right now we're in the thick of it. We're planning, we're getting ready to launch, and we know that by the time we hit mid-November, all the way till the end of the year, it's a big opportunity for your store and to generate a lot of sales. Okay, but if you want to tackle Black Friday, you first need a system in place. And we know, I don't know, Black Friday is like a little over a month away. It's on November 28th. And so you got to put a system in place, and you might be thinking, okay, well, should I even do that this year? I don't have a system in place. Well, I'm going to be showing you today how you can be doing it really fast and efficiently so you could totally tackle Black Friday this year. And one of the biggest takeaways I'll teach you right now is that whatever you do for Black Friday this year, whether it's like a little bit of effort, a lot of effort, and whether you generate a little bit of sales or a ton of sales, whatever you do is an investment in your future momentum. So I'm going to be showing you like the full-blown, full scope Black Friday strategy that you could follow, but you don't need to do all of it. I would recommend you at least attempt a small portion of it. And I'll be giving you some tips on what I would do if you were just tackling a little bit. Let's talk about that. All right. So, a little bit of a quick introduction into me. My name is Scott Cunningham. I know I've met a lot of you through the WizBank community and the Retail Brilliance community. I've become pretty good friends with Bob and Susan, and I'm really honored to be here, and I love this community. I meet so many good entrepreneurs. But so some of you I've met before, but for everybody else, I'm Scott, and I got started in e-commerce in 2011. Like I got out of university, I was studying public relations. I started working in digital marketing, and I was hired in 2011 by Western Canada's largest sports retailer called United Cycle. You could see it in the photo here. So it's a big brick and mortar store, largest in Western Canada. At the time that I was there, it was over 200 staff, over 50 sports that they sold, rugby and hockey and cycling, anything you could think of. And I was tasked to help launch their first e-commerce store. So that's how my career in e-commerce stores started, was working with a big, established, well-known brick and mortar store to launch their first e-commerce store. Okay. And we built this huge product catalog. So I think at the time they had, I don't know if it was a million SKUs, it was hundreds of thousands. So we didn't put every single product up on the website to launch. We kind of built a little prototype website, but it was still a fairly significant product catalog of bestsellers and popular products. And we went live and it was crickets. Okay, so we spent so much time and energy building this online store. We went live anticipating everybody to come rushing through and shopping, but it was crickets. We weren't getting much momentum. I was a bit shocked, to be honest, because I thought it was just going to be a home run right away. And soon the leadership team started questioning whether e-commerce was worth the investment. They were saying, you know what? This is like 2011, 2012. Shopify wasn't even popular at this time. And there definitely wasn't a lot of brick and mortar stores with online stores. And so they're thinking, is this just like something we don't need to do? Maybe we should just shut this whole e-commerce plan down. And my job was on the line. And I liked my job. You could see that I was hanging out with NHL players that would come through the store. I was having a lot of fun in this job. And I really didn't want to lose this job that I love so much. And so I kind of buckled down and I was trying to figure out how can I get the online stores going? Okay. And truthfully, I was trying everything under the sun. I was trying to post on organic social media that got me a little momentum. I was trying to do SEO strategies, paid ads, different channels. And so I had a little bit of wins here and there, but nothing consistent, nothing strong enough to make sure I had job security. And the truth is, without having a system, I felt like I was just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something stuck. Okay. And that was not a good approach. But then Daryl Sanders, okay, so Daryl Sanders is a guy who was the buyer. He was the senior buyer in the hockey department. He's worked with the company for over 20 years, if not 30 years. And he said something to me that I'll never forget. So he's not some marketing guru guy, okay? So he just said to me, Scott, don't talk about the hockey stick features. Talk about how players will score more goals. So we got to stop talking about all the materials and the weight and the size and these features that don't really mean much to a customer. Talk about what it's going to do for them. Talk about the benefit this fancy high technology stick will have on them in their game. Okay. And so that was my first lesson, and it's my first lesson I want to share with you today. Just remember this one. Don't talk about product features, talk about customer futures. Okay. We sell amazing products and we know how amazing they are, and we assume that everybody else knows how amazing they are, but the truth is they don't. What they really care about is what is it going to do for them. Okay, so that's our first big takeaway we want to remember. And so this is what led me down the path of leading all of my online marketing was storytelling, because storytelling really worked. That was the moment where I actually gained some sales traction. Okay. And so I decided, hey, that worked so well, got me so excited. I'm going to build an entire repeatable system around storytelling. Okay. And once I started to do that, I started to get more momentum, not just in the hockey department, but in the cycling department, in the soccer department, and other brick and mortar retailers started reaching out to me around in my hometown of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Okay. And they're like, what's going on with that store? Like, who's doing that? Because e-commerce was not popular back then and no one really knew how to sell online. So I accidentally like built an agency because other people were reaching out. And I decided I wasn't going to just help one store. I was going to help every business who felt stuck like I was. Like I unlocked a system that worked, and I saw a lot of other people trying to figure it out, and I was like, I can help more people, and basically accidentally started an agency. Okay, so by 2014, you could see my little agency team here on the left. That was our first office when I think there's 11 or 12 of us. We now have over 40 people on our team. But we had a big break in 2014. We were working with a brick and mortar store called Ella Bella Maternity Boutique. in Calgary. Obviously, they sell maternity wear for new mothers. And we did a Mother's Day campaign for them that absolutely exploded. It took off. And this is in like 2014 when there's not as much momentum as there is with Shopify now. But Shopify caught wind of this story and featured our case study on their blog. Okay. And if you fast forward to, 11 years later, in 2014, we officially became Shopify partners. We obsess with helping online stores. In our world, we mostly are helping people on Shopify. But if you have any kind of online store, even if it's not on Shopify, a lot of the strategies I'm sharing today will apply to you as well. But we did become a well-known Shopify partner. Um, we won an Agency of the Year award at a really big conference in San Diego in 2022. That same year, we had launched so I had the agency Socialite since 2011, but in 2020 we launched a mentorship business called Merchant Mastery, where at Merchant Mastery we started to, as we were building a really good reputation in the Shopify world, we started to attract like a lot of earlier stage businesses that shouldn't yet be hiring an agency. It's too much burden on the business hiring an agency to figure out how to sell. Like I think it's a lot better for you to learn it, get the systems in place, get the sales going before you delegate it. If you delegate it to an agency or a team member too soon, they're really just going to be like this long learning curve of figuring out how to sell and what kind of messaging resonates with your audience. So if you figure it out, if your internal team figures it out, gets a little momentum, it's way better to delegate to an expert once you have your feet off the ground. Okay, so I am the founder at our agency Socialite, co-founded our mentorship business called Merchant Mastery. Okay. And I work with hundreds of Shopify stores every single day. I'm actually in Montreal right now, and I'm going to be hosting a Shopify meetup here tonight. I live in Edmonton, so I flew down here for our event that we're hosting tonight. And the good news is I'm still seeing hundreds of Shopify brands and online stores breaking records month after month. Okay. And what is the difference? Why are some people so stuck and others having record-breaking months? You got to remember this one. While most store owners are out there chasing tactics, because it's not their fault. They don't know what to do, right? It's like what I was doing at United Cycle. I was just trying to try this, try that. Like a lot of people are trying new channels. They try Facebook, that doesn't work. They try Google, that doesn't work. They try TikTok, or they're just trying the newest AI trend of the day. And none of these tactics are really sticking. Instead, what you want to do, just remember this. This is the key of the session today, is to triple down on your own unique value. Don't worry about the tactics, the channels, the AI, the tools. Just focus on yourself, communicating your unique, undeniable value, which I'm going to be showing you how to do today. Okay. And so, what you want to do is lead with strategic storytelling. If you can get this part right and you can compel people to buy, everything else works better. Suddenly, your Shopify conversion rate goes up, your emails generate more sales, your ads generate more sales too. Okay, because the stores that I see that win, they demonstrate that they're in a league of their own. Okay, and so I know a lot of the people in the retail brands and the Whizbang community, you all have amazing stores. You're definitely like the leaders in your category when I've met a lot of you. And so you want to demonstrate that you're in a league of your own. You're the best at what you do. Okay. You don't want to be chasing trends. That's just going to be the biggest hamster wheel experience. And it's ultimately about creating your own demand. Okay. So show you're in a league of your own. Don't chase trends and create your own demand through storytelling. Okay. So strategic storytelling, that's what we're going to be doing today. The stores that are growing the fastest that I see time and time again, they know how to tell a story that positions them as a category of one. Okay. Unlike anybody else, you're the best at satisfying your customers' desires better than anybody who's come before you. And if you can do this, if you can demonstrate that you are the best at helping your customers, you'll be able to generate demand no matter what the market throws at you, whether it's an economic downturn, AI shift, anything like that, off seasons, you're going to be able to generate demand because you're the best at what you do. All right, I'm going to tell you a quick story. So this is a skincare product. So I know a lot of people here, or majority, are brick and mortar stores. So I'm going to be showing you an example of a brick and mortar store in a sec. But this is a product that I launched about a year and a half ago in July 2024. Okay, and so this was a friend of a friend in my hometown who was like, Scott, I got this really amazing product. I need help launching it. And I said, I could teach you how to do it. And I got really fascinated by this product and I decided I was going to help out. And so I got pretty involved in the launch. And I'm going to show you a little bit about how the launch went. Okay, so this is a skincare product. It's 40 milliliters. So it's a small little bottle that retails for $500. Okay. I can't see everybody's faces, but most people react like this, where it's like, what? This must be something pretty remarkable. Okay. So 40 milliliters, $500 bottle. And the owner, she was having a tough time making sales. Okay. There was no celebrity endorsements, which a lot of more expensive skincare products have. There was no social media following. Like literally, when I got started, there was no Facebook followers, no Instagram followers, no email list at all. This is a brand new launch. The only thing we had was a compelling narrative. Okay. We had a story that gave the product meaning. It created urgency for the customer to shop now and try it. And it ultimately tapped into the customer's raw desires and directed those desires onto the product and got people buying. Okay, so what you're looking at right now, this is what I call a long form story ad. This is 4 screenshots of one Facebook ad. Yep, just one ad. Okay. And this is what I'm going to be showing you how to create. I call this like your master story. It's everything that you need to say about your products to compel customers to take action because you heighten their desire and they're so excited to buy. And so this was an ad we created on Facebook where I was able to generate our first $100,000 in sales in only a few months with this master story, which I also call a long form story ad. Okay. And so you can see the ad opens up with what I call like a category of one headline. You want to demonstrate right away in the headline, we're unlike anything you see. We're the best at satisfying your desire. And so we call it the elephant in the room. This will be one of the most expensive skincare products you'll ever purchase. Okay, so we're already saying we're unlike anything you've ever seen. And we also don't want people falling out of their seats when they see the price. So we're calling it out, we're addressing it right away, but we're also saying we're unlike anything else. One of the most expensive you've ever seen, but it will also be the purest product you ever put on your face. And it'll give your skin a radiant glow like no other has. Yeah, we're expensive, but we're unlike anything you've seen. Category of one headline. And then it goes into this origin story that talks about how hard we fought to create the best product for our customers, unlike what other people have done. And so we talk about how, experts told us the formulation wouldn't be possible. They said the ingredients are too rare, they'd be too expensive to combine. They told us to dilute it. We said, no, we refuse to dilute it. Everybody does that. We rejected the advice of 11 labs, countless experts. We weren't willing to compromise. It took us 5 years, 60 prototypes, and we did it. Okay, so you're trying to demonstrate how hard you fought to bring these solutions to your customers. And then it goes into a section I call the differentiation stack, where you're comparing yourself to other solutions. So you could see it's like, hey, most skincare brands use less than 5 active ingredients, which is the most expensive part. Not us. We use 25 active ingredients combined at the right concentration and mix. Uh, 80% of skincare brands in the marketplace, they white label their formulas. Not us. We source all of these rare ingredients from all these exotic places all over the world. Most skincare products, 70% water. Not us. We would never use water. We use sour cherry water, which actually has benefit on your skin elasticin. Okay, and so you're kind of comparing yourself to the alternative. This is what they do wrong. This is what we do way better. Okay, and then it goes into a section called the testimonial stack, where you're overcoming your customers' biggest objections on price, trust, loyalty. Okay, so you overcome the objections with some testimonials, and then it ends with an offer. And I'm basically saying, okay, hey, because this concentrate replaces up to 10 products in your routine, is it that expensive? Here's 10% off. Okay, so we're justifying the price, but then also reducing the risk, giving them 10% off right here. And that's what the ad looks like. Okay, so this one ad generated 100 grand in sales in just a few months. And just to summarize, those 5 sections are the category of one headline, where the job is to tap into your customers' raw desires and direct those desires onto your products. The origin story, where you position yourself as a category nerd who fought hard to bring the best products to your customers. The differentiation stack, where you prove your products or your store are better than anything else out there. The testimonial stack, where you dismantle the 5 biggest objections on your customer's mind. And the offer stack, where you give your customers a reason to act right now. So these are the 5 parts of that master story you're going to be able to create with the AI tool I'm going to be showing you, and it's going to position you as a category of one, the best at what you do at helping your customers. Okay, now a lot of people, when I show that presentation, especially in the brick and mortar world, you got to remember I came from brick and mortar, right? So I learned all my e-commerce beginnings in brick and mortar, and so the same concepts apply to whether you're selling one single product, or you have a store selling thousands. Okay, it's a very, very similar process across both. So I'm going to show you an example of a business called Pippi and Lily. It's a brick and mortar store in New York, in Manhattan. And I think they did a wonderful job with this whole system. I was mentoring them for months. And so the founder, Anita, she sells women's wear. Okay. And this is an example of her long form story ad. And I'm going to tell you right now, when I was going through this process with Anita, she said the same thing to me. She said, Scott, I don't sell one product. I don't sell one skincare product. I don't even create my own products. I curate products. And I said to her, I said, Anita, that is what makes you a category of one, is how you curate your products and pick the best products for your specific type of customer that leads to some specific type of transformation. And we really had to do some introspection here, but she had a eureka moment eventually. And she's like, you know what, Scott? I design, or sorry, I curate clothes that are designed specifically women over 40 who are tired of seeing all of the advertisements in most boutiques cater towards women who are 20 and 30. Okay, so she's like, I'm gonna own this, and it was the truth. She just didn't recognize she was doing it. I was able to extract this from her, and you could see she went through the whole process. Category of one headline, styles designed specifically women over 40, like you aren't 20 and definitely don't want to dress like one. Then it goes into the origin story. Then it goes into the whole differentiation stack, the testimonial stack, and the offer, just like with the skincare one. Okay, so this process is going to work whether you have one product or you have a brick and mortar and you sell hundreds or thousands. Okay, we've used this framework truly across all categories: beauty, apparel, home goods, specialty foods, you name it. And this framework works whether you sell one product, like I was just saying, or 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000, whether it's online or in person or both. Because the structure instantly answers why this product or why this store, why now, and why you. Okay. And once you figure out how to build your master story, you're not just going to use it in one Facebook ad like I was showing you. You're going to want to use that entire master story as the narrative across all of your online channels. So you're going to want to use bits and pieces of this story on your homepage, on your collection pages, on your product pages, in your automated emails, in your campaign emails, in your ads. Everywhere that you are communicating to your customer online, you are going to use bits and pieces of this master story. You're not going to always use the whole long form story every time, but once you have your master story, you're going to be able to repurpose different pieces for different touch points on different channels. Okay, so the story selling system essentially is, once you have your master story, the first priority is to apply that narrative across your entire online store. I know I say Shopify store here, but I know a lot of people here are using different online platforms. But you want a high converting online story that carries the same master story narrative. You want to use this master story narrative in your email automations. We call these email flows. Uh, our team's like one of a few diamond, platinum Klaviyo partners in the world. So we use Klaviyo and they call them email flows. These are essentially like your abandoned checkout email automation, your welcome email automation, your post-purchase email automation, browse abandonment. But you want to be using the same narrative across all those automated emails. And of course, you're going to want to create some ads. And so I was showing you an example of like a really long form story ad that was including the full master story for the skincare brand. But you're not just going to create one long form. You want to create multiple shorter form that carry the same ingredients of the story. Okay, so once you have your master story, get it on your website, use it in your email automations, and now we're going to go create some ads with that same master story. Okay, and so what I'm going to be showing you next is a tool I created that's going to help you do this whole process really quick. Okay. And so there is a course in Retail Brilliance all about Black Friday. And I'm going to be getting to the Black Friday stuff in 1 second. But in order for you to kick butt for Black Friday, you want to first document your master story to help position you better anytime you're pitching your products to your customers. Okay, so this is going to be the first thing that you want to do is go through the story selling AI process that I just showed you. Okay, so inside the Retail Brilliance course, there's going to be two AI tools. One is called the Story Selling AI. The second one is called the BFCM Builder AI, Black Friday Cyber Monday Builder AI. You can't do the Black Friday Builder AI unless you first do the Story Selling AI, because it's going to be pitching your holiday offers, but it still needs to know about how amazing you are. So we're going to sprinkle in information about your story alongside your big offers. Okay, so it's a two-part AI system that you're going to have access to this in the Retail Brilliance course. The story selling AI, you're going to click a link in there. Okay, so you're just going to see a link. You're going to show up in it's a ChatGPT landing page that looks like this. Story selling AI by me, Scott. Welcome to our story selling AI tool. You're about to create your master story, the narrative that drives customer demand across all your marketing channels. Okay, and so what you do is you just click this button right here, and it says Start Master Story. Okay, so you click that, and then you're gonna see the Chat GPT is gonna come up with this whole introduction, and it's gonna be like, hey, welcome to Story Selling AI. You're gonna create your master story. And it's gonna tell you, we're gonna go through this in 5 different steps. Category of one headline, just like I showed you, origin story, differentiation stack, testimonial stack, offer stack. And so the good news is you don't really need to overthink coming up with these ingredients. This tool is gonna interview you. And based on your answers, it's going to draft different formulas, different messaging based on how I taught it. Okay, so I uploaded like 40 pages of instructions. I provided examples, formulas, rules, guardrails. And so the most important thing is you just answer the questions as it interviews you, and then it's going to create the responses. So you'll see once it opens up, there's going to be a section down here that's like, hey, before we get started, and if you don't sell on Shopify, that's okay. It'll still work. But it's going to say what products do you sell online or on Shopify? And so you just give a brief summary. Anytime you answer these questions, always think about how you can differentiate a little bit. So you'd say, hey, we sell sporting goods and we're the best at rugby. And everybody in the world gets these rare rugby products that you can't find anywhere. That's just an example. Do you sell your own brand or others? Okay, so if you're like Anita, your brick and mortar store doesn't sell your own products, you just mention that. Who are your ideal customers? What frustration do you solve for them? What result do they get? Okay, and as you keep going through this entire process, there's going to be a resource in there called your master story intake sheet. Okay, so for each section, you see here where it says, hey, we're going to create a whole bunch of results for each of these sections, and we're always going to ask you to approve it, edit it, or try a whole new variation. So your job is to make sure it's going to go through each of these sections one at a time. You want to make sure that you're happy with the final output for a section before moving on. So you would say, okay, category one headlines are all done, approve. Once you've approved it, you want to take your final category of one headlines and put it into the sheet that I just said, the master story intake sheet. Okay. And same with once you're done with the origin story, it goes in the master story intake sheet. It's in a doc. You have to paste your final answers into the document. Okay. And once you finish your document, it's going to look kind of like this. Okay. So this is an example of a brand that sells like wooden double-sided premium puzzles. And I think they have like 50 SKUs right now, but growing. I think they'll grow into a brick and mortar eventually. But this is a really good example of you're going to come up with 8 different category of one headlines based on these 4 types. So you'd paste your final ones in there, paste your final origin story, paste your final differentiation stack, final testimonial stack, and final offer. And there's a section in there to also paste your final stitched together full master story. So this master story example has all of them stitched together. Okay, so that's the first step that you're going to want to do. And then let's get to the Black Friday Cyber Monday part of the discussion here. So that's the requirement is like if you want to generate demand anytime, you need to position your brand and your store and your online store and the products you sell, position you and your offering as a category of one. Once you've done that, we're ready to tackle all the Black Friday Cyber Monday stuff. Okay, so you're also going to see in the Retail Brilliance course that we have a Black Friday Cyber Monday 2025 calendar that lists off every single tactic that you could be prioritizing from November 1st all the way till January 1st. So you still got time to totally tackle this. And you're going to see the full calendar like November 1st, you launch like lead form ads to build your early access list. And I'm just showing you a couple screenshots from within the calendar where you're going to see the action starts really happening in the week of Black Friday and the week of Cyber Monday. And so you could see in here in the bottom there's a legend that has like color coded items, and it's basically telling you all the different color coded items you should be tackling on each date. So Black Friday's here, Friday the 28th. You could see American Thanksgiving's the day before. And so there's some recommendations where it's like, hey, you could do a VIP early access sale right here And then so you can send out an email that the teal color is SMS. Bonus email is the peach one. So you don't have to do a VIP early access, but you could. And you would just say, hey, VIP, we got a special offer, all of our best customers, people who shopped with us last year. And then you would send out like a reminder email, hey, VIP early access is ending. And then you'll see the essential emails, the pink one. Now you're like, actually, Black Friday, Cyber Monday early access start. That's just for your list. Like, remember I was just saying November 1, you're gonna launch like a lead gen campaign where it's like sign up for dibs on our early access sale, get dibs on all of our best sellers before they sell out. Okay. And so you would send out an email on the Thanksgiving there that's like, hey, early access list. It's live. Thanks for signing up to the early access list. You're going to get dibs on everything before everybody else does. And then you're sending out like a reminder email like, hey, Black Friday is about to end. Okay. Same thing, Black Friday. And it has like little color coded things for what you should be doing for everything. Like you could be doing ads where you would turn off that lead form ad. The next day, you're going to launch like ads that are like Black Friday's live. Okay. If you've never done ads, you may want to dabble with it a little bit, but we always say with Black Friday, the money's in the list. So as long as you have an email list, you should totally be going after all of the email recommendations. If you've never done ads, you might want to dabble a little bit where you can just like launch a cold campaign that's just like, hey, Black Friday's live. Okay. But pay attention to all the emails because I think that that's going to be something you definitely want to do, especially if you already have an email list. Okay, and it just has tips in here. You can go and read through the whole calendar, and it literally tells you everything. Like change your website to your Black Friday offer at this time. Send out an email that says Black Friday just started. Send out some reminder emails that Black Friday is still going. Then you can do an extended sale or small business Saturday, all the way until like Cyber Monday. Launch your Cyber Monday ads. Change your website over to Cyber Monday. Send out emails that's like Cyber Monday just started. Send out an email that says Cyber Monday's ending. You can send out a bonus email that's like Cyber Monday's extended. So there's lots of recommendations, all the things you could be doing. If it's your first Black Friday, you probably don't want to be doing too many things. And I'll give you an example of what I think you should be doing. But try to get familiar with the calendar. Read through everything so that you know the whole breadth of what could be possible. And then you just need to decide on what could I actually realistically do this year. And I definitely think you could do the emails. I think there's up to 22 emails that we recommend sending out between early access, Black Friday, all the way to the new year. Okay, so you're also going to see in the retail brilliance course, this is where you can really simplify things. Okay, there's a tool called the BFCM offer planning worksheet. Okay, and so what you want to do is just go in here and make a decision. Like so, before you get overwhelmed with that calendar, just read through it and then just decide what am I going to do for Black Friday this year. And maybe you're mirroring some of your sales with what you're doing in store. But you would just go through each item. It says promo date 1. I'm going to do Black Friday early access. I'm actually going to start that 2 weeks earlier than Black Friday. And that might be a good idea. There's a lot of noise around Black Friday. You might want to start it earlier. And so I'm going to do Black Friday early access starting November 14th. My offer for the puzzles is going to be buy one, get one 40% off. The only ads I'm doing for early access are the lead gen ads that I was telling you about earlier, where it's like sign up for early access. I'm going to launch those November 1. So just list like what you're doing and the date. And then you would list out all the emails from the calendar that you decide to do. So it's like, we recommend having like an early access welcome flow. So if you're running the lead gen campaign, there's emails that follow up like welcome to the list, welcome to the list. Okay. You're going to send out like a morning announcement email on early access, last chance email, just write them all out with the dates and then decide what are you going to do on the website. Maybe we're going to update the announcement bar, the homepage banner, all these things, okay? And the calendar lists all of these things. It lists what you should be doing for your website. The calendar lists what you should be doing for email, what you should be doing for ads and offer. So you just got to decide based on the calendar what's feasible for you to do this year. Okay, then promo date 2. Hey, now we're going to do Black Fridays happening the weekend from the Friday to the Sunday. We're going to do the offer is going to be 25% off site wide plus free limited edition velvet puzzle bag. The ads we're going to run the same ads for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. We want to give the algorithm time to learn. We want to run it for the whole weekend. So we're going to run those ads from November 28th to December 3rd. That includes Cyber Monday. Email, Black Friday's live email, Black Friday's ending email. Just list out all the emails you're going to send and the dates. And then the website tech, it's going to be very similar. Announcement bar, homepage. And like I said, these are all on the calendar. And so we're going to do the same thing with Cyber Monday. We're going to do the same thing with like a follow-up thank you from the founder email. We're going to do it for Christmas shipping deadline campaign. Okay. And you could keep going. This worksheet actually goes, I think there's like 25 options you can put in here. So you can go New Year's sale, you can do VIP early access. You don't have to limit it to what I'm showing you here, but you want to document everything in here in order to use the BFCM Builder AI tool. Okay, so now this is the second AI tool. And so basically, you went through the story selling AI to create your master story. Now you also need, in order to use the BFCM builder, you need the master story and you need the BFCM offer planning worksheet done. Okay, so it says upload it. So what you would do in ChatGPT, there's a little button, upload the master story PDF, the BFCM offer planning worksheet PDF, and then you just click a button and choose what you want to do. So the good news is with this AI tool, all that stuff that I just showed you, you might have been like, whoa, that's a lot to do. You could create all of your assets with this tool. It's built and trained exactly how we teach it at Merchant Mastery. So you could create all the website copy based on what's recommended in the calendar for the specific dates. You could create all the email flows, including that early access welcome flow, post-purchase flows, whatever it is. This is the most important one here. I'm showing you the third one where it says create email campaigns. Those are like those manual, like Black Friday just started. Black Friday's about to end. Cyber Monday just started. It's like up to 22 emails and it's going to create all of them for you and then give you tips on when to send them. And you can create all of your meta ads for Facebook and Instagram. So for this demo, I'm just going to show you right now. You upload the master story, you upload your offer planning worksheet, and then you click create email campaigns. Okay. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you a table. So it's going to be like, hey, here's everything that's happened. You're doing early access on this. It's just summarizing what was in your offer planning worksheet. It's going to be like, you're doing early access on this day. You're doing Black Friday. And so it knows all the campaigns you're going to do. And it'll just start creating all of your emails. Okay. So it's like phase one, early access. Okay. So you could see email one, VIP invite. And then subject line, your VIP invite, BOGO 40% off awaits. Okay. You're on the list. Early access open soon. Two puzzles, one masterpiece, twice the wonder. Okay, you see how it's still also talking about the value. The key about generating demand is always tripling down on your own unique value. And that's why you want to include the master story in this tool so that it also still prizes you as the best thing to shop for on Black Friday. And it's rare that you get to get this kind of deal. So then it has the copy in there. You're officially part of the early access circle, the only place to unlock 40% off before anyone else. Each of the puzzles is carved from solid poplar, double-sided, designed to be treasured for generations. You'll have first pick while everybody else waits. Okay, so it's going to create all these emails, and then it always has like a little execution note based on what's in the calendar. And so if you haven't done a lot of like segmentation, you might not want to do this. Just send it to your full list. But we do eventually want to get really disciplined with how we tackle this. So if it's your first year, don't worry. But second, third year, you start getting better at it. And you want to send it to like your early access list, people who engage with you in the 90 days. Okay, timing, it shows the dates, the times, implementation tips. And then the next email, your private window's open. Start puzzling. The wait is over. VIP early access is live. Okay, so this literally is going to create all those emails I showed you, all the email flows, all the website copy, and all the ads based on how I was just teaching it. And I think that this will help everybody get everything done a lot quicker. I've been using this in the real world at our community in Merchant Mastery. We got hundreds of merchants over there who've been implementing it. Everybody's just over the moon. They've been getting really good results. And so if you want to go through this whole process that I shared with everybody, the Retail Brains course, we have a special offer. It's $50 off. So this is a $200 course, which I think is immense value to get all of, not only your Black Friday assets, but you're going to create your master story, which is going to help you generate demand, even if it's not Black Friday. It's going to really level up all of your website copy, your email copy, your ad copy, but you're also going to be able to use that master story and the offer planning worksheet to create all of your Black Friday, Cyber Monday assets. So you could follow this QR code. There is a link that says merchantmastery.io/brilliance. Okay. And so that will take you there and you can go sign up for that and start using all the AI tools. Like I said, it's going to be two steps. Complete the story selling AI to create your master story, then go through the BFCM builder to create all your BFCM copy for your website, emails, and ads. And just one more thing so if there's anybody here who's been watching this and you're thinking, in that training, we don't actually show you how to set up ads and do step by step, like give you feedback on everything. If anyone here was like, Scott, I actually want to work more closely with you, where our team could actually teach you to get this and give you feedback on everything and help you setting up the ads and setting up the emails, feel free to book a call with me, merchantmastery.io/Scott. We could talk about it. Like if you feel like you want to just go with the Retail Brilliance course, that could be a really great idea. It'll have all your assets. But if you're confused about actually how to run ads, we could talk about teaching you how to do that. And just one more thing I would say, if you're going to book a call, if anybody here goes and purchases the Retail Brilliance and you just want to book a call for me to review your work, I would also do that too. This is my special offer for anyone in this community. So if you wanted to learn how we can actually help you implement and give you instructions on all the ad setup and everything like that, we could do that. Or you go get the Retail Brilliance course, you work on your AI, you build your master story, your Black Friday, Cyber Monday assets. This is my bonus offer for everybody. You can book a call with me to review your work. And this is the end of the session today, everybody. And I really appreciate you for hanging out with me today. And ultimately, I'm doing this because I want you to kick some butt. So in any case, if you got any value from any of this and you got some results, at the very minimum, shoot me an email, send me a LinkedIn message, send me an Instagram message. I'd love to hear how things were going for you. Thanks so much. And I wish everybody the best of luck.